Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, thank you so much for your presence. I am Lieutenant Colonel Fernando Massana, and I'm the Chief of the Lesson Learned Branch at the Portuguese Army Staff Headquarters. This morning, a few minutes ago, on the 20 minutes talk, please forgive me, let me take off the mask a little bit. This morning, during the 20 minutes talk, I told you all about the after-action review and how it's used by the Portuguese Army and some other military units in order to perform the skills and the performance and also the knowledge of the military units. Now in this session, we are going to try to replicate and to show you a practical example how the after-action review can be used by civilian companies on the manufacturing of a product. We believe that learning and having fun at the same time is much easier. So we are going to challenge you on a task that we hope at least will be funny. And at least at the end of this session, at least you can say that you'll have fun. To do so, I count on my team, constituted by Major Lopes, Major Magalhães, and Master Sergeant Bernardes. I pass the floor to Major Lopes, but first I would like to emphasize that initially we are going to repeat a little bit of what I said during the talk. That is, I apologize for that, but we need to do so in order to level up the knowledge of those ones who are on VTC that probably didn't see the movie. Okay? So, Major Lopes, the floor is yours.
Thank you, sir. Take your seats, please. Okay, good morning all. Today, we need this table with all the presents here to perform the tasks and regarding all the standards, procedures for COVID-19. So that's why they are here, okay? But they are going to perform the same task that you are going to perform on your tables, okay? So, thank you all to be here again. Today we are going to talk about the technique. It's just a technique. It's something that we use at the Army, as you have already seen on the small movie. This technique, it's something that normally we perform in empirical way. Okay, it's normal to perform this task and this technique on an empirical way. What we want to deliver to you is just the small steps that we are going to go through for this technique, okay? But at the end, and before to talk about the technique, we need to understand a little bit why we use this in the Army. Why is this important, okay? And why this after-action review technique is implied in the Army regarding the lessons learned, okay? So those are the goals for this small workshop. And we are going to talk a little bit of the lessons learned capability in the Army, and of course, the after-action review, which is the main goal for this workshop. Okay, so we were prepared to VTC workshop and for presential workshop too. So participate, ask questions if you have it, okay? This is not a monologue between us. Respect others' ideas, because maybe different ideas will become during the task. Of course, turn off your cell phones if you need it. You can answer the cell phone outside the room, and help us to stay on time because Hugo is rushing us to have the parallel lunch, okay?
But they need their cell phones in order to attend the other workshop if they want.
Yeah, okay. But if you want, you please feel free to come out from the room, okay, and answer the phone. So, before we start, we would like to show you a motivational video. It's something that is regarding the learning process, okay? Learning from experience and how to improve the tasks that we have to do, okay? So please, David.
Crows have become highly skilled at making a living in these new urban environments. In this Japanese city, they have devised a way of eating a food that normally they can't manage. Dropping a nut from a great height onto a hard road does sometimes crack it, but some nuts are particularly tough. So the crows have devised a better way. Drop it among the traffic. The problem now is collecting the bits without getting run over. So some birds have refined their technique. They station themselves beside pedestrian crossings. Wait for the lights to stop the traffic. Then collect your cracked nut in safety.
Okay, so from this small video, what we want to give to you is that even the birds with a small brain, they can learn. They can look for something that can improve their tasks, can help them to achieve for their goals. Okay, so the learning process between our companies and our organization is something that is implied. Okay, so even the birds can do it. For sure, we can do it better. Okay. So regarding the lessons learned capability within the Army, we have this organization. Okay, it's more or less the four of us with our chief sitting there. Okay, and to accomplish this mission, that is to establish and maintain the Army lessons learned capability, just to continuous improvements and transformation within the Army. The four of us alone, we are impossible to get with this. Okay, so it's impossible. So for that, we need a building that helps us to deliver the lessons learned capability within the Army. Okay, so this is more or less a building with basements regarding the leadership. If our leaders doesn't want to learn, doesn't give us the resource, the right resource and the guidance to learn, so it's something that will not happen. Okay, and then we have the mindset. If we are not very welcome to share our experience, even the mistakes that we have done with the others to learn. So the mindset is one of the basements of this building, okay? Otherwise, we will not be able to shift for the next stage. And then we need the structure, okay? So this pillar here, the structure in the Army, we have dedicated personnel which it's not the main task for them. It's not lessons learned. They have a main cargo. And of course, sometimes when we have an exercise or something like operations, they just shift the hat and put the lessons learned. We call it small seeds. Okay, so within the all units, we have some seeds regarding lessons learned. Okay, they will be the ones that are going to talk about lessons learned for their unit, and then they call to us if they need help and to share. Okay, but we need a process, and this building and process becomes from NATO. Okay, it's not something. It's not a doctrinal exclusive from the Portuguese Army. It comes from NATO. So this is the process that we use. I know that for now, on the 21st century, process is something that we don't like to talk about, but help us. For sure, it will help, and I will talk a little bit afterwards. Okay. Another pillar that we have is the tools. Okay, we need some tools to staff the information. For example, we have a database that will share all the experience within the Army. Okay, everyone wants to talk about operational environments, wants to talk about logistical, wants to talk about material. Comes to the database, all the experience is there, so they can look and search for this. And of course, we need training, because talking, it's something that is easier for us. We can sit together and talk about something. But regarding lessons learned, and because we have a process, we deliver training for some units, okay? For this structure, we deliver training. This structure deliver training, so for the ones that are below. And with this, we can share all the information within the Army, because this is the rooftop of the building. If you don't share the experience, it will be information that will die with the person. Okay, so sharing is the key for this process. And regarding the process, again, I know that we are in the 21st century, and process is something that we don't like to speak about. But this process is very simple. It's just one phase to analyze and phase 2 to implement. But all the boxes are the steps, and is the guarantee that we don't forget the information and what to do with the information within the steps along the process. Okay, so I will not explain all the process. I just want to emphasize that this becomes with a plan. We stand for one observation, and the observation is the experience, the mistake, the problem, the best practice. Okay, we analyze, and then we have a lesson identified, okay, which is different from a lessons learned. Because lessons learned, can you help me? What's in your mind? Maybe you see for the lessons learned. What is a lessons learned?
It has already been learned. It's already being used.
Okay, so a lessons learned, what is implied is that we have already performed the phase 2 with the remedial actions, and after the remedial actions, we already learned with this mistake. Okay, but sorry, but there is something very important here. We don't need the lessons learned to learn. Okay, from the beginning, if you see, we have to share. Okay, from the bottom of this process, we have to share. Sharing, again, is the key for this process. Sharing is the most important thing that, from my experience, I can stop that something or someone will commit the same mistake that I did. Okay? Right from the beginning. So, regarding the process, you want to talk? You have any doubts? I think it's simple. Okay. Now, we are going to talk about the after action review. All of you present here have been already on the talk, and you have already heard something regarding the after action review. So it's not difficult. It's just answering 4 simple questions. I know that you cannot see it very well from your seat, but the 4 questions is what was supposed to happen, and this after action review is more or less adapted for the civilian way of seeing things. Okay, so the team leader we are going to review the team leader's intent and the project, what were the project goals and steps, and the whole planning. Okay, so reviewing that, we shift for thinking about what actually happened. Okay, so I know that you are looking for this and you are saying, okay, this is not new. It's something that we normally perform during our tasks within the companies. The difference is when we do this all together in the brainstorming way, we are obliged to think on all the questions to answer. Okay, so it's just a technique. It's just something that is not a super technique, but it is just one of the techniques to oblige us to think a little bit and write. Okay. After that, we are looking for what was wrong or right within the project and the plan. Okay. What was wrong or right does not stand for looking for the one that made the mistake. We are not going to point the finger. Okay. We just want along the project what was wrong, not who did wrong. Okay. That's not the objective here. So look for the achieved project's outline, project accomplish and intent and concept, and identify project flaws, risks, and measures to mitigate. It's the remedial actions, okay? And please, don't point fingers. Does not happens here, okay? We know that normally the human being looks for the one that made the mistake, but during the technique, don't point the finger. Okay, it's very important. Afterwards, of course, if you have been involved in the project, you will have one idea for the next project to be done better. Okay, so as I told you, it's not a very complex technique. Is just to put all the steps in a box and think a little bit for these questions and for the answers. Okay. What we normally do is regarding operations, training, and exercise. Afterwards, we sit together and perform the after-action review. From the after-action review, the most important things that we identify during the after-action review, we go through the lessons learned process. Okay, so we can call this after-action review a hot wash-up on the planning. Okay, the thing that we can put on the paper for the next project to learn, for my team to learn, we can include on the lessons learned process. Okay, if you don't have the capability to perform the lessons learned process. Okay, so from the after action review, just write the notes, and for the next time that we are going to perform this task, we can learn. We can read before, and before we start, we just raise the hand and say, okay, from the last task, what we have learned. Okay, so I don't know if this is so basic for you. I know that normally we do it this empirical way. This is just, again, to put all the information in box and put all the people thinking for the answers and for the right question. Okay, so afterwards we can have the observations and best practice, lessons identified, and lessons learned. But the most important is, again, during all this process is, can you help me? It's on the bottom of the process. Sharing. If you don't share our experience, nobody will learn. Just the ones that are going to sit together. Okay. So, how can we collect observations? And observations is something that we just experience. It can become from our experience. So how can we collect this? Again, the process here. We have the commander's guidance, which in your company it will be your CEO, wherever. Okay, the guidance for this project, and then within the task, we collect observation. It can be just a short description of what was the issue, the main issue during the task, or of course, the best practice. And why? Because we don't have only to learn with the mistakes. If we do something well, the best practice, so it will improve our performance. Let's, for the next time, remember the best practice, okay? A lesson identified is something that we have already analyzed. We know the root cause of this problem, and we have proposal remedial actions for this root cause. Not for the person, again, it's not the person, it's the process. Within the process, what was, or the project, what was wrong that we can, for the next time, make it differently, okay? And in the end, the lessons learned, we have improved capability and increased performance, which is something that we are always looking for, okay? Now, again, small boxes. After action review, the 4 questions, and you will see that the 4 questions will just be linked for ODCR template. The ODCR template is the working material for the lessons learned process, okay? You don't need to have a lessons learned process to do this, but with this template, you will write and make register all the informations within your discussion regarding the project, okay? Then you will see that on the empirical way to conduct the after action review, you can transform for the lessons learned, okay? It's the same questions. We just put on different boxes, okay? And we are going to look for conclusions and recommendations for the next time. So now, and because this is a workshop, we have to break some eggs, okay? We are going to perform a practical exercise, and we invite you to participate if you want, of course. Our colleagues are going to perform their device too. So the main goal is to build something, the device, in order to allow a raw egg to survive a 2 meters fall. Why are we going to do this? We are going to perform this team activity in order to afterwards we can perform the after action review of this project and can collect one small observation from this team activity. Okay, you are divided on 4. It's good. You can use this. I think this egg activity. Most of you already have heard about this, but it's just a team activity that allows us to perform this technique. Okay, so we will have the material that you have on the table. So the raw egg, tape, scissors, and the straws, and we are going to build a device regarding so that allows that the egg doesn't break. Okay, so this is the main goal, and then we are going to perform our after action review. Okay, so you can distribute the roles. Who will be the leader, the chief officer, the marketing, the learning, however you want. So, but for sure you need a leader, someone that give you some guidance. Okay, and then we can plan the task, execute the task, and afterwards we are going to conduct the after action review in a small brainstorming from all of us. Okay, so I will ask for Lieutenant Colonel that will more or less conduct the practical exercise with all of you. You will have the leaders, but we can do like a assist exercise together. Okay, so please.
Thank you, Lop. Okay, let's have fun. So this activity is mainly used as a breaking ice. More than breaking eggs, the intent is to break the ice. But we are using it with the goal that Major Lopes mentioned. Let's have fun doing it, and after that we'll conduct the after-action review. Okay, so from now on I would invite you to play the role of expertise engineers of our company, let's say. So this room now is not anymore the workshop room, but it's the meeting room of a company. And our company was contacted by a customer in order to build a device that allows the egg or to protect the egg from breaking when falling from 2 meters high. So for that, you have several resources on your tables. And of course, as every activity, everything starts with sometimes for planning which kind of device we are going to build. And of course, we count on your expertise and your experience to build the best device possible. So from now on, I would ask you to provide your ideas about how to build that device. Any idea? No ideas. Oh, okay.
One question.
Yes, sure.
Does the device be attached to the egg, or should it be put on the ground and absorb the fall?
Good question. Thank you. I forgot to mention that. Yes, it can be both. It's up to you. It can be a device to catch the egg, or it can be attached to the egg. It's think out of the box and try to figure out the best solution to protect the egg. First idea.
It
No?
would be a vertical fall.
Yes. Vertical fall. Yeah. We are going to have fun, but not throwing the eggs, please. Okay. Any idea? Okay. So, no.
Okay, so
Okay, so
let's start from me just to break the ice also.
to break the ice.
It's my idea, sir. Can I draw?
Yes, sure.
Well, sir, I was thinking about this possible cage to protect our egg from falling in the vertical. And I think it could be a diamond shape, a device with a diamond shape, like this one, more or less, with some straws. Of course, I'm putting here just 2 or 3 straws, but we can use all of the straws we have available. Using all the straws, we can do a device with a diamond shape and try to protect the egg from vertical fall. That's one idea. I don't know if with this someone has another idea.
I do.
Okay, sir.
Can I
Show us. Yes, show us.
Oh, you have your own.
can I use the I use the blue one. Okay. This one, actually, I had 2 ideas. One was some kind of this one.
Yeah.
And the other one would be some kind of a safety net. Yes. Provided I will do it quite simple, but we can reinforce it with as many straws as we want. With some kind of okay, this is
Kind of a box.
yes. These ones are straws, all connected. Okay. Like a cube, okay, and we put some tape, like this one, not stretched, but giving some kind of, and this one, okay, with the glue facing up, so the egg can fall and be attached to.
Okay. Thank you so much. Any further ideas? Show us.
This one.
It's better you to show us than me trying to draw your idea.
We can do similar to this and do like a structure with straws with duct tape and this, then like a parachute and have the egg here. If we join both together, we have a better chance of accomplishing the mission. So a safety net on the ground and a parachute on top, something like that. We can even reinforce it if we have enough straws.
Okay, thank you.
I have another idea. We could build like sort of a cage that putting the egg in the middle, involve the egg with the straws around it, attaching the straws with the tape on top and bottom. If the egg falls down vertically, the gravity will be stopped by the egg can move a little bit inside, and it would stop the egg from breaking. That's it.
Thank you very much. Any other ideas?
A different way. As you know, what is the more resistant part of the egg? If the egg falls in this position or in this position, that one. So try to find a way in order the egg fall in this position. Use one of your projects.
Okay, thank you, sir. Any other ideas? Okay. Anyway, I think we have 4 good ideas. So I think it's enough for the goal of this session. So I would like, well, unfortunately you didn't have any ideas, so I will ask you to choose some other idea from the ones who are on the board, okay? So I would say, okay, Bernard, our team will do this idea. You over there, choose one, please.
All of them if we can.
Just one. I have
Just
one. I have one doubt.
Yeah.
For you to use both, when you draw the red one, how you intend to do the parachute with? You have. Okay. Good. I didn't listen to that. Okay.
Okay, which one?
We can start with the blue one.
The blue one? Okay, the blue one will be for you. You choose one from these 2, please.
They can do also the.
Well, we can do the same.
Okay,
Yes.
you can do the same.
That's no problem. I think it's not a problem.
Okay, you can do.
You can
choose
also
one.
choose one.
The green one as well? The green one, okay. So green one for us, green one also for you, and for you over there, the blue one. Okay, so let's work.
What time? So just remember the time we have to. Just remember the time we have available to.
Okay, 15 minutes, please.
Pelo menos 4 para começarmos. Depois eu preciso quanto mais alto for a câmera. Não vai dar.
If you notice, the straws are paper straws. They are a little bit shorter, but our company cares about the environment, so we cannot use plastic straws.
Sim.
Don't break the egg yet.
Que é fundamental que eu entendi.
umas palhas lá para fazer, porque as além disso, isto era expectável, tem pequenos passos, não é? Mas como é as
Ok. Essa era a ideia do Lausanne, era fazer essa flexibilidade. Queres fazer peso não consigo, porque esta tem não sei se faço um bocadinho.
há umas falhas, a ver se vai mais peso.
How much time left? Okay,
5 minutes. I think we are on time.
Então,
Okay, 2 minutes.
Lá para o vou ficar assim.
Okay, time is over. Okay, now you can continue. Meanwhile, we are going to try the other devices, so you can finish it while we try the other devices, okay? So I would invite that table over there. Are you ready? Okay, so who is going to break the egg? Okay, 2 meters high, more or less. So if you want to use the chair, you can use it. If not, you can just
Give us look. Just stop for a minute. The camera.
Okay, let's start.
É 10 metros? Sim, sim.
Ele está 1,70
Okay. We have omelette. Thank you. Thank you for your report. Okay. Let's try another one. We have omelette, I think. Okay. Are you ready?
Almost. 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, no Conversa está lá dentro.
Onde é que estamos de pedra? Aqui?
Mais alto, mais alto.
E o meu centro de gravidade não está.
Só tipo assim. Tem que ser mais alto. Lindas. Ok? Ok.
Eu já consigo assim não.
Pois não sei.
Mais para lá.
Para cá? Vê bem. Melhor é que faz filme.
Não.
Está vendo?
Está vendo?
Yeah. We have a winner.
Okay, since we have
The winner.
a winner. Okay. Thank you so much for your ideas and your skills on building the device. As we saw, some devices didn't work properly. One of it did. However, it has a minor problem, which is we have to put the egg inside the box. Otherwise, it doesn't work. So regarding the after action review, I'll pass the floor again to Major Lopes to continue. However, I would say that we have the two first questions from the after action review answered. What was supposed to happen? It was that the egg was supposed to be protected by the device. What happened? Mainly the eggs got broken. So from now on, Lopes, the floor is yours.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So I hope you enjoyed the activity. This activity, it's not the self technique itself. So it's something that we just need now for the next steps. Okay. So we are going to discuss like in a brainstorming way, and we are going to talk about the after action review. So on your companies, if you want to perform this, not the egg, okay, the egg activity is just something that can conduct us for this technique, okay? But if you want within your company, afterwards, after a project, you can put the introduction and rules, review the objective for this task, and everybody will talk regarding the project, okay, and the closing remarks afterwards, okay? So what we can think regarding now the egg project. Think about the planning phase, okay? Think about execution and the leadership. Okay, so you can stop 1 minute and think about all these three phases, okay? So afterwards, if you want, you can write on a paper, okay? And we'll discuss after you want. Okay, so 1 minute to think in this project and regarding planning, execution, and the leadership. What you want to say regarding this? Okay, so we have to continue. So let's look. Let's look if they want. Okay, let's look for the project. Okay, let's think as you were about this project. And now we are going to conduct the after action review. Fortunately, we have a device that protects the egg. Okay, but normally we don't have. But you can perform this because it's the same task. We, at the end, we really accomplish the goal. Okay, so you have protect the egg, but your device was built out of the time, the given time. Okay, so it could be something that you could talk about for the next time. Okay, so I will not focus on your successful project. Okay, I'm going to focus on the projects that didn't prevent the egg to grow. Okay, so what was supposed to happen? This was the goal. Okay, so reviewing. Put this in a review. It was the what was supposed to happen. It was to build a device that to prevent the egg to grow. Okay, so do you agree?
Yes.
Okay. What actually happened?
The egg broke.
The egg broke. That's true. Okay. As we have already told you, we had this prepared. Okay, but we can discuss afterwards a little bit more regarding this. Okay. So the next, the egg broke. What was right or wrong? What can we learn from this? Okay, so remember from the planning, execution, and the leadership. And I'm not pointing the finger for the leadership. Okay, it's not the objective. So, what can you say regarding the planning? If you want, I can write here something. Regarding the planning.
When I thought about that idea, I considered the time, and I thought about doing something fast, and I didn't cover the aspect of it falling sideways. So sideways, it broke the egg.
Sideways. So can we summarize this?
Not all options were covered.
Not all options. Not all options covered. Okay. More regarding your project on the planning phase.
On the planning, we haven't studied the physics of the egg.
Very good. Can I say no science included?
No science.
Okay, so no science included. No science for the planning, okay? I know we have an engineer there on this table and the science work there, but not here.
The task was not assigned properly.
Yeah, time to
assign, okay, from the planning, but regarding the planning
division, the task division. We
okay,
did planning.
Okay, you didn't plan the.
We did not use
the roles.
At the right time, the device wouldn't work.
Yeah, I know, but we are going to talk about that in the execution phase. Okay, So
we can consider that we didn't plan for the process to be optimized to make it in time.
okay.
Optimization.
Can I say a complex project?
Yes.
Complex project.
Complex device.
Okay. So, shift for execution. You have already made a brainstorm within the table. So, regarding the execution, what can you say? Sorry?
Lack of testing.
Lack of testing. Thank you. Lack of testing. More.
Test division.
The
Allocation of tests. Yes.
it's a
Allocation of tests.
allocation
Individual members. Yes.
or dividing tasks for the team or team.
Yes.
Okay. Dividing tasks properly. Okay. You have one more? No? Okay. Let's go for the leadership. Okay. Now, I don't want you to focus on the leader. Okay. I want you to focus. If you were the leader, okay, what were the main issues that you would like to hear before the project from the leader, for instance? Okay. In what way the leader would help you to perform and execute a best project?
A more complete briefing about the characteristic of the material.
More complete, more detailed.
More detailed.
More detail, okay. Can I say lack of detail? Okay. Lack of detail. Detail.
Like, I don't know if it's the leader role, but the lack of resources to do the testing.
Okay, so it didn't give you
Enough.
enough resource for testing. Okay. Lack of eggs to test. Okay. So, thank you. Let's go to shifts for the presentation. Okay, thank you, David. Okay, so this was already done by us, and we have already think a little bit about this. And if you see, it's not different. It's more or less the same. Okay, so what we have done here, it's quite in the mood for this after action review. So it's not so difficult to perform this after action review after a project, a task, wherever. Okay. Execution. The first option wasn't the best because, of course, we tried one before. It's not the case here. Okay. This is just in case we didn't have any presential people on the room. Okay. And no pre-test phase. No one had the opportunity to try the device before the execution. Okay, so you just had one chance. Okay, one opportunity. And now the leadership. Okay, the leadership. I think it wasn't so bad in this time, but there was no voting. He just said, okay, you are going to perform this project, which is fair enough. He's the boss. He's saying that he wants that project. okay? But maybe the project wasn't the best one, okay? He chose that one for this team. If he had choose your device, for sure he would be more happy, okay? And lack of detail, so no enough detail to perform the task, okay? And it was already planned like this. So I think regarding the right or wrong, we are happy with this. And afterwards, what can we do differently for the next time? Okay, use all the given material, which you have more or less done. Pre-test phase is important, and you have to ask for more eggs. Otherwise, you cannot test your device, okay? So I think it's very simple. It's not so complicated to perform the after-action review. As I told you, it's just a technique, and this technique helps you to stop and think what to do better, improve our performance, improve our company outputs, wherever you want, okay? You can use it at home if you want, okay? If my wife tells me to wash the dish, okay, what actually happened? I didn't wash the dish, so I'm going to have problems. So for the next time, please wash the dish. Okay, now shift for, as I told you before, shift from the after-action review for a lessons learned process, something that will deliver you at the end explicit acknowledgement to be written, and for the next time you are going to read before to start the project. Okay, so you can look. These were the questions. Okay, from the template and from the egg project. We wrote on the observation is a small statement. The build device didn't prevent the egg from breaking, which was true, okay? Discussion, the device was built without the pre-test phase. So I think the root cause for the failing tests or the failing device was no pre-test phase. What can we conclude or what can we learn from this project? That the building process requires several tests to be performed, and there were not enough resources available to do it, which you can agree or not. But in my perspective, this was the given material, and with this material, it was your problem to build the device. Okay, it was your problem to deal with the time. Okay, so it was the given material. You should do it, but no problem. It's just my opinion, which. Each of you can have a different opinion, okay? So, at the end, what is the recommendation? Okay, the logistics should provide enough resources for the team to test the device, okay? Just one option, one solution. It's not the best one. It's just one of these solutions for this project, okay? So, I think we are most done here, and if you have further questions for us, which will be for any one of us, because this was the team, and we divide the tasks within the team. Okay, so please feel free if you want to ask something, because this was the workshop.
I'm not leaving.
Okay. So can just a closer remark. Can you see this technique being applied on your companies? Is it feasible? Yes. Okay. So we are happy with this.
Okay. If you have no questions, thank you, Lopes. Well, this session was all about learning from experience. And both the after-action review and the lessons learned process is about learning from experience. I would say the main difference is that the after-action review allows us to learn immediately. And all of us in this room learned something. Even the ones who accomplished the mission have something to learn. because the process has always something to improve and to make it better, okay? But all that knowledge that we learn from the experience stays in this room unless we share it through the lessons learned process. That's why we show you how to move from the after action review, collect an observation to the lessons learned process in order to share with the others, for the others to learn also with our experience. And if next day, tomorrow, there is another team here, they won't commit the same mistakes as we did, and they will use the good things you